Just 2 weeks after a huge successful official visit weekend, South Carolina remains busy as a dozen official visitors will be on campus for the class of 2023, which includes 8 4-star recruits. We begin the list with 4-star edge Chandavian Bradley, rated the 37th top overall player in the nation. Tennessee is currently the heavy favorite to land Bradley, according to the On3 recruiting prediction machine, followed by Texas A&M, and then the Gamecocks in third. Standing at just under 6'5", 215 pounds, this is the second visit the Missouri native has took to South Carolina. Aidan Williams, the second top wide receiver in the state of Mississippi, is in town this weekend. A 4-star with a handful of offers from the SEC. Ole Miss and USC appear to be the frontrunners to land the 6'2", 190-pound prospect, with On3's recruiting prediction machine currently giving the edge to the Rebels. Williams has already took 5 unofficial visits to Ole Miss, but has not took an official visit. This weekend marks his first visit to USC and the first official visit to any school. Marquis Anderson is one of 2 dormant offensive linemen making the trip down from Spartanburg this weekend. A 4-star interior offensive lineman, USC is sitting pretty with him, with Clemson also in the mix. At 6'4", 300 pounds, Anderson is rated the number 2 prospect in the state of South Carolina for the class of 2023. 4-star defensive lineman TJ Cersei is making his 3rd trip back to Columbia after most recently appearing on campus for an unofficial visit for the spring game back in April. Rated the 19th overall D lineman in the nation, he has picked up offers from a handful of SEC and ACC programs, including Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Clemson. An interesting note about Cersei's recruitment by Florida, former USC assistant coach Mike Peterson has been his primary recruiter. 4-star running back Trayon Webb is believed to be looking at Florida and Penn State heavily, but don't count out the Gamecocks quite yet, especially because he's from Jacksonville, Florida. Shane Beamer and USC have done a tremendous job of strengthening their pipeline with Florida recruits and have already landed nearly a half-dozen players from the Sunshine State for the class of 2023. Staying with the state of Florida, another Jacksonville product is on campus this weekend. 4-star prospect Grayson Howard, the nation's 19th ranked linebacker in the land, is making his 6th visit to USC. For what it's worth, Florida and Georgia, who are also recruiting Howard, have had him on their campuses a combined 6 times for visits between the 2 schools. He took an official visit at Florida on June 3rd and then paid Georgia an official visit on June 10th. Javon Ball is a name Gamecock fans should recall after the 4-star offensive lineman committed to South Carolina back in May. Standing at just under 6'4", 310 pounds, Ball was the second prospect to commit to South Carolina for the class of 2023. 4-star linebacker Jayden Robinson was on USC's campus at the start of the month and returns for his 4th overall visit. And once again, another prospect the Gamecocks are looking at from the state of Florida. According to On3's recruiting prediction machine, USC is currently the frontrunners to land the 6'1", 212-pound backer in front of schools like Maryland and Kentucky. Zabari Sandy was the first commit to South Carolina for the class of 2023. The 3-star defensive back from Maryland went public with his decision on May 8th and has been actively recruiting for USC in hopes to make his recruiting class stronger. 3-star prospect Trevin Swain is a player that's going under the radar in comparison to others on this list when it comes to offers, but USC is high on him. Listed as an athlete who plays wide receiver and defensive back, Swain told Gamecock Central's Wes Mitchell in March that he's been hearing from DB coach Torian Gray the most, so take that for what it's worth as to what position USC sees him to be the best fit for them. 6'3" wideout CJ Adams is a 3-star out of Georgia who has been getting heavily recruited by ACC and Big Ten schools. This is the second time that he has visited USC, with his last coming back in April for the spring game. USC is considered the heavy favorite to land Adams. Last but not least, another local guy, 3-star offensive lineman DJ Geth from Dorman High. A month ago, I paid a visit to see him at practice, and what stood out to me was just raw power. Standing at 6'6", 300 pounds, with new Dorman coach Dustin Curtis, and a year away from college, Geth will quickly have an opportunity to work off some of that baby fat and turn it into muscle and just make him even a bigger force. He moved well for an interior lineman, and with his teammate Marquis Anderson also being recruited by USC, The chemistry the two have could create something special quickly for the Gamecocks if the two were to commit to South Carolina. As we continue to monitor any additional commitments for the Gamecocks, be sure to keep it locked in to GamecockCentral.com. Until next time, I'm Mike Yuba.